Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Yorkshire Crafter. My name's Julie and today is Sunday, so I have got a stitch with me. So today I'm going to be working on Shepherd Gnome. This is from Soda Stitch on Etsy, and I am working in this hat in here. So you can see you've got slightly two shades of different brown in that hat there. So I've been working to get the outline of the hat. I've put those little bits in there, so I've just got the fill in of the hats now, which I'm going to be working on today with you while we chat. So get myself organised, and we are starting in the bottom down here. So let's get into this week then. Just double check. Yeah, you can see. So Monday the 17th of March was St. Patrick's Day. So I hope you had a lovely day. I was at home just doing jobs and yeah. So it was a home day, it was Monday. So I sorted out some washing. So got all that done. We then had lunch. And I had a tuna mayonnaise sandwich for lunch, so that's what I had. And then, in the afternoon I stitched on the pug, the little pug from Shannon Christine Designs. So I was stitching on that one. I think I kept going with that one all day, the little pug. So then for tea we had sausage, mash and gravy. I'm not really too keen on sausages or mashed potato, but my husband and our youngest son absolutely love it, so yeah, every so often we will have it as a meal. It's not that I won't eat it, I just, yeah, the texture of both in my mouth, I don't know, I just yeah, I just get on with it, because like I said, they like it, so yeah. So then the rest of the day I worked on the pug from Shannon Christine Designs. So, and then headed to bed and I was watching some YouTube. I need to get better at writing down what YouTube I watch so I can give some shout outs in my floss tube videos, or even here. I could do it here. So I've watched Shalene's Creativity Room. So she does a morning video. She talks about what she's stitched, what books she's been reading or listening to, and then if she's watched anything, so certain TV programs, or if she's watched films, movies, and then yeah, she'll show what she stitched on the previous day, and so I really enjoy her morning videos. I've also been watching Jen, so Jen's World of Stitches. She records morning videos when she can, in and around work. So she used to do them every morning, but since starting her new job, she's just working around her schedule when she's able to record. I've been watching Becky's Madness for Crafting, her floss tube and her vlogs. So in her vlogs she talks about books, TV shows, and also what she's stitched on. So she'll do a little clip every day, talk about what she's been up to, and then, like I say, also her floss tubes as well. I've watched Sarah, the Stitching Mommy. She does her floss tubes, so what she's been stitching on. Laura, Stitching by the Shore. She does her floss tubes, so what she's been working on, and then a little bit of a life update at the end. Who else have I watched? Nobody else is springing. Oh, Candy, the 614 Stitcher. She does her floss tubes. Anybody else? Who else have I watched? Trying to think. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but if I do think of somebody, I will mention them. But yeah, so that was Monday. So then on to Tuesday. So Tuesday, had my shower, and then had lunch. Also tuna mayonnaise sandwich for lunch. And then I stitched on Winter Woods, and that is by Satsuma Street. So I've stitched another one of the frames, so the framework. I've also watched Julie, Silver Stitcher. She does a floss tube, and then she will give a health and life update at the end of her floss tubes. So yeah, that was somebody else that I watched this time. And yeah, so I worked on Winter Woods. Then for tea we had soup. So I had some chicken soup with a few slices of bread. And then in the evening I worked on Life on the Ocean Wave. I think I explained in my floss tube I was having a bit of a block with the lighthouse. So the beams of light for the lighthouse, I was having a bit of a block, but I have sorted that since and worked a little bit more on it. So then on to Wednesday. So Wednesday is town shopping day. So yeah, that's Wednesday. Get my needle back up. So we left here at about 9 o'clock. Got down into town. Went round the usual shops. So Pound Shop, Home Bargains, and then this week we went up to the Little Sainsbury's. So picked up a couple of meals to last us till the weekend. So we picked up the pre-made sandwiches that we have for tea on a Wednesday, and we picked up another meal for Friday because on Thursday, yeah, we were having a swap over for the internet provider. So yeah, so like I said, we left here about 9 o'clock. We went down to the pound shop first, came back up through town and went to Home Bargains, and then we went to the little Sainsbury's at the top, and then we got a taxi back home. We were home for about 10:30. It's 10, quarter to 11, something like that. So I got on with putting the shopping away. So I did that and then sat for a little bit until it was time for lunch. So for lunch I had scones. So we always pick up some scones on a Wednesday. In the past I've had like fruit tea cakes, like sultana or whatever, and sometimes I'll have those toasted for my lunch, but I seem to enjoy having the scones more. So fruit scones, and I just put butter on them, just slice them in half and then have those with butter for my lunches. So I had that for lunch, and then I was working a little bit on Black Vintage Sampler. That's by Owl Forest Embroidery. So stitched on that, and then for tea I had the pre-made sandwich. It was a tuna salad roll, like soft baguette. So yeah, tuna salad. And then the rest of the evening I worked on Life on the Ocean Wave, and that is by Little Dove Designs. So yeah, that was a Wednesday. So just trying to think, there was something I was going to mention. Oh yes. Yeah, I went to go and ask my husband something the other night in his room, in his hobby room. So yeah, I was asking that, and then before I left he said, just shut the door and come in a minute. I'm like, okay. He says, look at the coat hangers, look at my hobby, my Partworks hobby t-shirts. Like, okay. So I walked over to the back of the door, and he had labelled the coat hangers for each of his build t-shirts. And yeah, I just burst out laughing. I'm like, why? He's like, well, whenever I put them into wash, I know which t-shirt goes on which hanger. I'm like, well, does it really matter? He's like, yes. Some of the t-shirts are bigger than others, and some, yeah, will drop off certain style of coat hangers. He's like, yeah, they have to go back on the right coat hangers. So yeah, he used his label maker to label the hangers for each of his t-shirts. I just thought that was really funny. Yeah, that's just him. But yeah, and then there's also the thing of when you get a label maker to label the label maker. I remember asking him, like, well, why? It's like, well, it's the done thing. You get a label maker and you label it. I'm like, okay. And more recently, I found out it was something to do with the Big Bang Theory, when one of them gets a label maker machine. I think, if I'm correct, it was Sheldon. Oh, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, if I remember correctly, it was Sheldon. So yeah, he labelled the label maker. And apparently it's just a done thing. So yeah, I just thought that was really funny, labelling the coat hangers for each of his t-shirts. But if you know my husband at all, then that's just him. Yeah, that's just him. Anyway, so on to Thursday. So Thursday was when we got the internet changed over. So yeah, got up early that morning. I think both me and my husband Mark were up for 8. So apparently the engineer was due to come between 8 and 1. So we were sat having his coffee, and I managed to get washed up and fed the pets, and the engineer turned up at about 8:30, 8:45, something like that. The engineer turned up. So he was, asking us questions about where we'd like the hub, and he was figuring out where he was going to have to put the wire in and things like that. So he went out to his van, and then he come back. He said, yeah, the pole for the internet is a little bit down the street, so it would make more sense if we could wire it through the back of the house. So our last internet hub was in the living room, because it had a box out the front of the house and things like that. But he said no, with it being different, or a different company, we can't obviously use their box and whatever else. So we'll have to put a whole new line in from the cable, from the pole down the road. So we would have to either have the box in the kitchen or up through my husband's hobby room, which faces the back of the house. So in the end, it was decided it was going to go through my husband's hobby room. So yeah, he cracked on, he got his ladders out, and yeah, went to the pole down the road. It was one of them huge wooden poles that you see on the side of the street. So yeah, I really don't know how the guy did it. But yeah, with it being where the middle house of 3, so yeah, he had to get the wire obviously from the pole out on the street over our neighbour's house to connect to our house. So I didn't watch him, I don't know how he did it, but yeah, he got it cabled to the house. Could hear him drilling and banging about, and it was upstairs in my husband's hobby room, so we went to go and have a look, and he'd put like a big hook on the outside wall to twist the cable round. So it was like a big a long bolt thing with a loop at the end, so he just hooked the wire around it. And yeah, so like I said, he came about 8:30, and we think he left about 10:30. So yeah, it did take him a while to get it all hooked up and everything. So now the main internet box is in my husband's room, and downstairs we have a Wi-Fi booster. So it all came with the EE. Got the main hub, we got a booster. Yeah. So then we had to crack on with the cleanup. So yeah, my husband was sweeping his room and down with the dustpan and brush where he'd swept, and my husband was moving some things around because apparently the engineer had to move a set of his drawers, and he was reorganising in there. And then we stopped for lunch. So for lunch I had scones. So I had scones for lunch, and then my husband said, right, okay, I need to reprogram things to devices. So he had to sort out the plugs and light bulbs, and you know, you can connect them up and give them commands, and so that more or less took him all day. I think he was finishing off the last one at about 6 o'clock. So which is usually dog walking time, 6 o'clock. So by the time me and our youngest got back with the dog, he was just finishing off with a last few light bulbs. So, but while my husband was doing the plugs and the light bulbs and sorting all that, me and our youngest Oliver was sorting out the Ethernet cables, because like I said, the last box was down in the living room. So from our bedroom here, we are above the living room. So we drilled holes up through here, and then from here, that way is my husband's room. So we drilled up through here, and then we drilled through the wall going that way, so we could run the Ethernet cables for both our computers. But now with the hub being in his room, me and Oliver were working out how to try and pull those wires back up. So we had successfully pulled up my Ethernet cable. So I went and told my husband. He says, right, leave mine leave his lead in here in our bedroom. So we had to pull it back up from the living room, and he said just connect it to the back of your computer, and then he will unplug it from his computer in there into the hub, so you will still be connected by Ethernet. And then he will order himself a shorter cable, because the ones that we got obviously needed to come up through the living room and then through into his room, so they needed to be quite long. And with him having the hub in there, he said it'd make more sense to order himself a shorter one. So yeah, I was sorted, I was connected, and then the next day he was connected by Ethernet, but he made do, he said, with the Wi-Fi. He didn't really have anything important to do on Thursday. It was just more when it came to Friday, when he was in live streams and recording and things himself, so he wasn't bothered just having the Wi-Fi for the one night until his cable came with Amazon. So like I said, we got back. Oh no, first, after we'd done that, I had to resort underneath my desk, because like I said, we had to drill a hole to go into his room, so I needed to pull everything out from underneath my desk so we could get to that. And yeah, so I had to reorganize underneath my desk and put all that back, and then I decided to sort out the clothes rails and things behind me. Well, my husband had already sorted out his months ago. He wanted to sort it, and so I decided to sort out mine, because if you've seen in previous videos that the rail closest to me was always leant over. It was like weighted at one side, so it was kind of wonky. So yeah, I decided to sort out a load of my clothes. It was mainly skirts and summer dresses and things like that that I hardly ever wear. So I've sorted all that out. I put my set of drawers onto the base of the rail, and I've got clothes either side of it hung up on the rail. So then I sat and stitched for a little bit, and then I sorted out the drawers. So t-shirts, pajamas, leggings. I was going to say jogging bottoms, but I was trying to think of the other word. Leggings. So yeah, for a while now I've just lived in leggings. So yeah, I don't like the uncomfortable feeling of trousers or something too thick, you know, jeans or jogging bottoms, or so yeah, for a while now I have lived in leggings. I have kept some smart trousers, but they've been put away with the skirts and the summer dresses and, like I say, things that I don't wear very often. So yeah, they've gone away. And I've also got a couple of bags for the charity shops. So yeah, me and Oliver were busy while he was sorting out the plugs and the light bulbs and all that stuff. So about 6 o'clock we ordered a takeaway for tea. My husband had already said at the beginning of the week he was going to be very busy, and so he said Thursday we will have a takeaway for tea. So I got a doner kebab in naan bread. So did my husband, and then our youngest, he said he wanted doner meat and chips. So we hadn't had a takeaway in a long while. I think we may have had a couple here since we moved, but yeah, we hadn't had one in a while. So yeah, with Thursday being a busy day, we got a takeaway for tea. And then yeah, I managed to stitch for a little bit, and I decided to have 2 new starts. So one of them being this one, Shepherd Gnome, and I started Rose Manor from Shannon Christine Designs. So yeah, I started both of those projects that day. So I didn't get many stitches into either, but yeah, these past few days since my floss tube, I have put some more stitches into both of those. As you can see here, we are filling up this hat really well. Really well while I'm sat chatting with you guys. So also Thursday was World Cross Stitch Day, so I hope you had a good one. And it was also the first day of spring. Yes, it was also the first day of spring, so that was another reason why I had 2 new starts. So yeah, that was Thursday. A very eventful Thursday. So then on to Friday. So Friday had my shower, had lunch, which was scones, and then I came up here and recorded my floss tube. So then while the floss tube was uploading, I worked a little bit on this shepherd gnome. Then for tea we had a chicken stir fry. So we had that for tea. And then for the evening then I worked a little bit more on Rose Manor. So worked a bit more on that until bedtime. And yeah, went and watched some YouTube. Yeah. Oh, Friday was also bedding. So bedding, then shower, then lunch. So yeah, did that. Then on to Saturday. So Saturday, oops. Saturday is cleaning. So I cleaned around the kitchen. Decided to give the surfaces a really good scrub. Moved all the appliances. A microwave, kettle. Moved all those out and yeah, give it a really good clean and scrub. You know, we do wipe the surfaces each time, but yeah, needed to move things out. The microwave and the kettle, and yeah, give the surfaces a really good scrub. So did that, and then I sorted out our bedroom, wiped round, emptied the bin, and then went and did my clean of the bathroom. So yeah, cleaned the bathroom. So then for lunch I had scones. So the last of the scones, I always pick up a pack of 6, so that's enough for 3 lunches. So 2 each time, like I say, just with butter. So had scones for lunch, and then we had a online delivery come, Sainsbury's food shop. So that was due between 12 and 1. So while we were sat having lunch, we were watching out for it, and it came about 12:30. So yeah, put all that away, and then yeah, came up here and I was stitching. What did I stitch on? Yesterday was Black Vintage Sampler, so I worked a little bit on that before tea. So for tea we had pot noodles. We found some that were, well, in one of the shops in town on Wednesday, the pound shop. They had some discounted pot noodles for 75p. So we picked up them for a meal. We weren't sure when we were going to have them, or, you know. So yeah, that was Saturday tea, a pot noodle. Yeah, so I had that for tea. And then when I came up here, then I was working on Black Vintage Sampler for the rest of the evening. And then headed to bed, and I was watching some YouTube. So last night I was mainly watching planner videos. So yeah, I have gone down a rabbit hole. I keep seeing all these beautiful planners from Happy Planner. You can even make your own. Apparently there is shops online or Etsy, and yeah, you can have a custom cover made. Yeah, so I was googling all sorts of different planner videos, you know, getting started with the Happy Planner and looking at the different layouts. And then there was also other videos of how to make your own covers, how to make your own dividers, how to personalize it, and like I say, all the different layouts were explained. You know, the boxes for the vertical, the horizontal, there's, you know, all these different terminologies for different things in Happy Planners. And my last 2 planners I have been generously, very generously gifted by a friend over in America, Danielle. And they were the spiral bound ones. And I have really enjoyed both of those. I really have enjoyed, and they were different layouts. One was the vertical with the boxes, and the one this year was a is it called dashboard, where you have the longer ones, the smaller, to write in each day. And like I said, I have been looking at Happy Planners. I've been looking on Amazon for ages at Happy Planners. And more recently, have seen some from previous years that they're trying to sell off, so they've put at discount prices. And I have seen a pretty flower one that is from 2003, but it's the vertical boxes, and that was the first planner that I ever started out with, the vertical boxes from Danielle, the spiral bound. So I do like that layout. I prefer that layout. So the one on Amazon I have seen at £9 compared to the original price, which would have been between £25 and £35 for a Happy Planner. And it comes with some really cute discs, pink heart discs, so cute. But the reason I was looking at YouTube is because I was thinking, if I was to get that and I wanted to reuse it year after year, how easily would it be to get the refills or the inserts? Because I've also heard a few people say that you can get like free printables. We do have a printer, and my husband's printing out things all the time, you know, for things that he's doing and stuff like that, so it wouldn't be an issue to print them out. But then I was also trying to look for UK Happy Planner videos as well, and how easily they're found to get the inserts. There is a shop in France that does do the Happy Planner accessories, but they were saying again they found it hard to get the refills or the next year's dates. So they did give me some more ideas of free printables. So I would be able to do it that way if I was to get it, which then took me back to Amazon, and the Amazon UK only really do the dotted or the lined paper, which is the specific punch, because rather than it just having the holes like you would have in a normal binder, these are called the mushroom holes to go around the Happy Planner discs. So then, which led me to looking at punches. Well, I tried looking on Amazon, and you're talking, I think the one I saw for the 9-hole, was it £31 for the punch? Yeah. But then I did find a YouTube video of a lady that just did the regular 9 holes down the pages, and then she just cut slits from the edge of the paper to where it had cut the round hole, and she said that works perfect. You know, if you've got a regular hole punch, all you then have to do is come in with a pair of scissors and just do a thin little slit. So it is doable if you are in the UK to work with a Happy Planner. So I might get that old Happy Planner from 2023 and yeah, either look at the free printables or just maybe when I've dated the old one, because you can redate them, just put number stickers on, or just white it out and, you know, decorate it with markers, felt tip pens. You know, you can redate an old planner. So yeah, I fell down a bit of a rabbit hole. So yeah, that's kind of what I was doing last night, researching into it. And but yeah, what I could also do is get my husband to scan the ones that come in the planner, the horizontal boxes, and then the monthly spread, get him to scan those and save them as files on his computer, and then each month just get him to print it out. So print the monthly two-page spread, and then get him to print out 4 of the weekly ones, so I could get him to do it that way as well. So yeah, I could do it that way also. I'm just thinking that might be an idea, because I do really enjoy that vertical layout, because it's like 3 boxes down for each day, and I find I have much more room to write rather than board, it's called, I believe. Right. So yeah, that was me last night. So I will just finish off. So then on to today. So this morning I've had my shower. Then we had Sunday dinner, which was spaghetti and meatballs. And then we had ice cream for dessert. We had the Neapolitan, so vanilla, strawberry and chocolate. So we just had a scoop of that each. Fed the pets, walked the dog, made a coffee, and then came up here to record for you guys. So yeah, this week has been a little bit of a longer video. Normally my videos are only about 20-25 minutes. Today's, I'm just looking, is 50 minutes. So yeah, I've had quite a bit to talk about this week. So yeah, internet switchover. It's working better than it did previously. Things are responding more quickly. The fibre seems to be handling things more. We did have fibre previously, but then switching over to a new fibre, we're finding it's working more better for us. Like I said, things are responding more quickly, so devices and things like that, and it was a little bit sluggish before, especially if my husband was in a live, our youngest was gaming, and then I wanted to watch YouTube on my tablet. We found that it glitched a lot, it spun a lot, but yeah, since changing over, everything's working perfectly. Everything's, you know, the fibre, the internet, it's not glitching at all. It's perfect. It's better than before. So yeah, very, very happy. But I am going to let you guys go and move on to your next video. So remember guys, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye guys.